What if I told you the biggest fear of white supremacy isn't just black power? It's about black spiritual liberation. Because when we reclaim our divine intelligence, ancestral wisdom, and connection to universal truth, we become uncontrollable. For too long, we've been told to seek freedom externally through laws, policies, and protests. But true liberation starts within, and our ancestors left us a blueprint for how to achieve it. It's called the Seven Principles of Ma'at. Now, Ma'at isn't just a ancient concept. It's the key to breaking spiritual chains, elevating our consciousness, and reclaiming the African mind. So let's talk about it and dig in deep. Long before colonization, Ma'at was the spiritual foundation of African civilization. It wasn't just about laws, it was a way of living in divine balance with the universe. Ma'at was the guiding force behind justice, harmony, and truth. But when white supremacy disrupted our spiritual systems, it replaced Ma'at with doctrines of submission and fear. The colonizers, they couldn't enslave a people who understood their dignity and cosmic power. So they tried and attempted to erase it. But today, we are bringing it all back. To break free from the chains of colonization, we must live and embody these principles. Number one, truth, Ma'at, reclaiming our spiritual identity. The first deception of white supremacy was a spiritual lie, convincing us that God was separate from us. But our African ancestors, melanated people, knew that we are divine manifestations of the Creator. So to reclaim black spiritual liberation, we must seek truth beyond colonization and colonized religion and return to the wisdom of our ancestors. Number two, justice, Ma'at. Divine law, not the oppressor's law. Justice doesn't come from a broken legal system. It comes from universal law. The true justice system is spiritual, and when we align with the principles of Ma'at, we reclaim balance and order in our communities. Instead of begging for justice, we must become the enforcers of Ma'at within ourselves first. Number three, harmony, restoring spiritual balance. See, colonization disrupted the harmony between the mind, body, and spirit. White supremacy keeps us out of balance through stress, poverty, and division. The cure? What is the cure? Meditation, committed wisdom, aligning with ancestral teaching. These are the cure toward the imbalance we experience. Number four, balance, breaking free from the extremes. See, the oppressor keeps us in imbalanced extremes, either hyper-religious or spiritually disconnected. True balance means uniting African spiritual science with practical action. We must reject doctrines that keep us weak and embrace spiritual power that makes us strong and united. Number five, order, Ma'at, disrupting the chaos of oppression. A people without order are easy to manipulate. The media, school systems, and institutions create mental and spiritual disorder to keep us lost in the sauce. Ma'at teaches us how to restore order within ourselves first, then to our communities. As the old proverb scripture that says, and my father used to always mention it to me growing up, charity begins at home in love and then spreads abroad. We must first start with us within each individual and then spread this order, truth, and justice to our communities for the upliftment of our people. And number six, reciprocity, taking back what's ours. See, the universe operates on give and take. But for centuries, we've only been giving. White supremacy has taken from our lands, our cultures, and our people without returning anything. It's time to demand reciprocity, not just financially, but spiritually. We must take back our stolen spiritual systems and give them back the colonized religions that they once gave us to oppress us, to use as a tool of manipulation and control. And number 7, propriety. Tef Neteru, living as divine beings. White supremacy thrives when we forget who we are. We must return to sacred living, sacred thinking, and sacred action. The most radical act of defiance is to fully embody the divinity within us. This is a call to action for us to live daily, living ma'at every day. These 7 principles. We don't need permission to be free. We don't need validation to reconnect with our ancestors. We don't need approval to reclaim our spiritual and mental and economic power. Living by the 7 principles of Ma'at is the key to spiritual liberation. When we embrace this wisdom, no system can control us. No religion can enslave us. No economic structure can oppress us any longer. As we wrap up this episode, I want you to consider this. The African mind is the biggest threat to white supremacy because once we wake up, nothing can put us back to sleep. The choice is yours. Will you continue the cycle of spiritual bondage, or will you return to Ma'at and reclaim your power? If this message has resonated with your soul, I want you to share it. Wake someone else up. Let's not just wake up alone. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're done falling for the distractions. Remember to subscribe to the Sankofa Sessions podcast, where we're breaking all of the chains, one truth at a time. And this is Chief Apostle Veronica Israel signing off. Stay conscious, stay vigilant, and as always, seek truth above everything else. This has been another powerful and impactful episode of Sankofa Session Podcast with your host, Chief Apostle Veronica Israel, the podcast where we take you back into the records of our past to get clarity on our collective future. And as always, remember, you are powerful, you are creative, you are the epitome of the divine consciousness that created the universe. You are God in flesh, having a human experience, and never let anyone else, any ideology, or any philosophy tell you otherwise. Help us let and make the truth go viral. Until next time, peace be with you.